A call to reinstate voluntary, safe and dignified returns for the Dadaab refugee community. NGO, the Norwegian Refugee Council, slammed Kenya for what it says is the violation of international law by forcefully removing residents of the world's largest refugee camp.
The issue is that the focus on returning as many as possible, although the system of voluntary return is theoretically still voluntary, actually because of the pressure that the refugees are feeling in order that they must go back, means that they're joining the voluntary return process even though they may not want to go back at this time.
Kenya insists the emptying of Dadaab, home to hundreds of thousands of mostly Somali refugees, is being carried out in line with international law. As the report by the NRC stands, Kenya could be guilty under international law of the forcible return of refugees or asylum seekers.
The number of returns that we've had through the voluntary return process this year is about 25,000, and the number of spontaneous returns that we've seen are 12,000. And what we really want to focus in on is the fact that these refugees are not being able to make a good choice in terms of how they return, and when they return to Somalia, it's creating problems for them there because they can't necessarily go back to the places that they want to go back to.
The government announced in May that the vast Dadaab camp in northeast Kenya would be shut down, citing security concerns. Authorities have repeatedly alleged that the camp is a breeding ground for Islamic terrorism, but has not provided evidence to back the claims. The NRC said that apart from the involuntary nature of the returns, the volatile security situation in Somalia means the refugees going back cannot be guaranteed protection, while basic services there are inadequate.
We're calling for several things. The first is that the deadline that the Kenya government has set for the returns to happen, which is November, is unrealistic and is also putting pressure on the refugees to join the voluntary return program without actually making an informed choice.
Kenya has dismissed reports of abuse in the camps and reaffirmed its plans to close the world's largest refugee camp by November. Bureau Report, ANN7.